I think Minecraft players across the realms can agree that when we think of going down into an ancient city, our first thought is, well, I'm gonna need a full set of netherite gear, because if I encounter the warden, I'm going to die. But in this video, I'll be teaching you how you can clear up an entire ancient city with literally no gear. Like, you can do this after your first couple of days in your new Minecraft survival world, and it will work every single time. Alright, let's get into it. So in my last video, I did explain how you can find an ancient city, but for those of you who haven't watched that video, here's a quick recap. One of the ways that you can find an ancient city is underneath mountain biomes. There usually always is one. Another way is in caves. There's a biome called the Deep Dark Cave biome. If you follow it, you should eventually find an ancient city. Or you can use a website called Seedmap that just gives you the location of all the structures. Now, before getting into your newly found ancient city, you're going to need a few things first. First of all, you're going to need some iron. Then you're going to need some torches. You're going to need a good amount of food and a bed. Alright, now that you're all geared up, you found your ancient city, you went down inside of it, your next step is to locate the nearest cave wall and go towards it. Once you are at the cave wall, you're going to dig a hole inside of it. It doesn't really matter how big, let's say a 3x3, and you're going to place your bed. And if you brought some extra wood or something, you can make like a crafting table and a chest and place it down there too, but that's only optional. And also something else that you can do if you get easily lost like my father, you can put a bunch of torches around the entrance or something like that just to be able to see it from further away. Now that your base is all set up, your next priority will be making shears with the iron you brought earlier. Once that's done, you're going to find the ancient city wall structures. There's a lot of it, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. And inside there's a bunch of carpet on the floor, and you're going to be picking that up. Now it is important to know with these structures, they often spawn with these sculk vein things, and if you break them, you will be sending a signal to any of the sculk sensors nearby, so just be careful of that. What I usually do is I try to avoid those and mine the wool around, but it's usually pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much. Okay, this next step is optional, but this is just to help you be able to keep track of where you're going with clearing up the ancient city. So you're going to go back to your base, and you're going to start from the right wall, and you will follow the right wall, clearing up all the little structures with shriekers inside, and you will go around the entire wall till you get back to base. And once you finish the surrounding area, then you can clear up the middle section of all the shriekers. Now that you have found your first structure with the shrieker inside, you will go in the structure, making sure to crouch, and you will cover up the shrieker with wool. Now, if there are any other shriekers nearby, make sure to cover those up too, so that when you break your initial shrieker, it won't send a signal that will summon the warden. Now that you have cleared up all the shriekers in the surrounding area around your first building, then you can go inside and loot the chests. Once you've looted the chest, then you can move on to your next building. Now, it may occur that there are some shriekers that spawn right next to each other, but don't worry about it. What you're going to do is you're just going to cover them both up with wool, make sure that there are no other shriekers, again like the first one, and then after that you can just break them like you would any other shrieker, because they don't send a signal to each other. Now it will happen that you will miss a shrieker, and you might summon him, you might accidentally place a torch, you might just not even notice that it was there, and you're going to summon the warden. But don't worry. So one thing about the warden's AI is that you need to make a shrieker yell out 3 times before the warden actually spawns in. And those are 3 times with 10-minute intervals. So let's say you make a shrieker shriek 2 times. Well, if you wait 20 minutes, then after that the clock will be reset, and you won't have to worry about the warning spawning again if you call him out by accident. If you do end up spawning in the warden by accident, just run. There is no other thing I can tell you to do. Just run outside of the area. If you have placed a good amount of torches, you won't have any problems finding your way back. And just wait a few minutes. If you're far enough, he usually crawls back into his hole very quickly, so you don't have to worry too much. Hooray! You have finally emptied out the entire ancient city. Now you can enjoy that sweet, sweet loot. But something that's important to remember with every ancient city is that each one will be different. So you might get one that has amazing loot, you get diamond armor, you get diamond hose, you get a bunch of good enchanted books, but then you're gonna get another one where you get coal and XP bottles, which are not that great, which is what happened to me and my dad in this video, but it's fine, don't worry about it. At least you got some good starter gear, and if you watched my previous video on ancient cities, you'll know that you can get a ton of diamonds just by the generation of the ancient city. And for those of you who haven't watched that video, the link will be in the description. And also, I have put up on the screen the chart for the loot in ancient cities, and if you're interested, I've put the link to the website in the description. Now you've cleared an ancient city, it's pretty much up to you what you do with it. You can leave it alone, you can just use that as a flex on your friends, but it can also be a cool base idea. Yeah, so just go creative with that. The next steps are up to you, and have fun. Alright, thanks for watching. See you later, nerds. Bye!